Hello. Researchers on Tyneside behind a new medical technique which involves creating babies with 3 biological parents say they have evidence that it is safe and can help to reduce the risk of passing on serious health problems.
The UK is the first country in the world to legalise the controversial IVF-based approach. It's being led by scientists at Newcastle University. It aims to stop a chronic disease being inherited by newborns. Tom Sheldrick reports.
It is pioneering research from these labs at Newcastle University that's brought the prospect of eradicating some life-threatening disorders another step closer. They're fighting mitochondrial disease. It's genetic and can lead to conditions from brain damage to muscle wasting. Marie from Sunderland saw her defective DNA passed on to her children. Her son Adam died from organ failure when he was 12.
If I'd known somewhere down the line I was to carry this disease, I wouldn't have had any kids. To put them through like what Adam went through, he didn't have a very good quality of life. But if my daughter decides to have children, at least there'll be a bit light at the tunnel, obviously having a healthy child and me a healthy grandchild.
That hope comes from a technique developed here on Tyneside. Mitochondrial DNA are passed on only from mother to child, so the process works like this. The nucleus from a fertilised mother's egg is inserted into a healthy egg from a donor woman who doesn't have the genetic disease. It's then implanted into the mother's womb, similar to IVF.
The eyes to the right, 382.
The so-called 3-parent baby process passed through Parliament last year. Now researchers here have tested it on more than 500 eggs and say they have strong evidence that it works.
On the basis of what we see, we're optimistic that it will give rise to normal pregnancies with a very much reduced risk of mitochondrial DNA disease. Now, our research will continue to refine those procedures so that we can eventually get to the point of saying, yes, we can guarantee prevention of transmission.
But the technique remains highly controversial, with fears it could lead to designer babies and opposition, particularly from religious campaigners.
Every time this technique is used, we will destroy one life in order to create another life which we are manipulating. And we should have the genetic DNA of 3 people. And we don't have any idea of what the implications will be.
Scientists in Newcastle say the nuclear DNA, which make up our defining traits like eye and hair colour, would still come from the 2 original parents.
Mobility problems.
They believe their procedure could help up to 150 women in the UK every year.
And Tom is with us now. So Tom, what happens next?
Ian, the scientists from Newcastle University have been working on this for more than a decade now. Basically have to go and present their pile of evidence to the regulators. Something called the Human Fertilisation Embryology Authority will now decide whether it's satisfied that it is safe and whether it can grant licences for this to be done for real. As we saw towards the end of my report, there in Newcastle there is a leading clinic attended by women from across the country already. The team at the Centre for Life in Newcastle, if the expert panel gives approval, that is, say that they will apply for that first licence to do this. They're also looking for funding so they can offer it on the NHS. They're hoping that for people affected by mitochondrial disease and looking to have healthy children, they'll be able to offer this as an option by the end of this year.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Tom, thank you very much indeed.